Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. This is Alicia from Malinka Yarn Crafts, and in today's tutorial I will show you how to crochet the asymmetric fan stitch. The fan stitches are usually separated in the middle by a chain space, and in this case we're going to do that on the side, creating this fun back and forth pattern here. This is a beginner friendly stitch. It is made up of double crochets and chain stitches only, and it is a one row repeat, so it is super simple and easy to remember, and it works out really fast. It is good for different types of projects, just depends on what yarn you're using. For garments and things like that, I do like to use a cotton yarn, and in this tutorial I will be using the 24/7 cotton from Lion brand. This is a medium weight yarn technically, but it is a little bit on the lighter side, and I will be using a 4.5mm hook. I do like to use crispier cotton yarns for lacy stitches like that, but if you want to make a blanket, you're welcome to use a thicker yarn, also an acrylic yarn. Then the gaps will be filled in a little bit more and they won't be as lacy as this one. All right, so let's get started. We're going to start with a slip knot, and for this pattern I'm going to chain any multiple of 4. So my small sample is going to have 16 chains, so any multiple of 4, you can count them 4s until you have the length that you need for your project. Okay, so I have 16 chains, and for my first row we're going to work a row of single crochets starting in the second chain from the hook. So 1, 2. So you're going to go into that second chain and work 1 single crochet. Now I'm going to work into the back bumps for this pattern, and if you're more comfortable working into the top loops, you'll go ahead and do that. And I'm going to work into these back bumps. So you're going to insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, and yarn over and pull through 2. And we're going to work our single crochets across to the last stitch. So 1 single crochet in every chain, starting with the second chain from the hook. And I'm going to end up with 15 single crochets here. Okay, so now that we have 1 row of single crochets, we have a nice solid base here to start working on our main pattern. And I want to show you here real quick that every time I have a pattern where I have clusters of more than 2 stitches, I like to work them into a base row of single crochets. You can also just work your main pattern straight into chain stitches, into these chains. If you do that, you will need to chain a multiple of 4 plus 3 for your foundation chain. And then for your first row, you're going to need to chain 3 more. That is going to be your first double crochet basically. Okay, so if you're just following along with me, you should have now a number of single crochets that is a multiple of 4 plus 3, which in my case is 15. So for the first row of our main pattern, which is row 2 here in our tutorial, we're going to start with chain 3, which is going to count as a double crochet, and then turn. Now we're going to work 1 more double crochet into the same stitch, so into that very first stitch. So you're going to yarn over, insert your hook into that same stitch where your 3 chains were, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Now we're going to skip 2 stitches right there and go into the next one. So skip 2 and then into the next one we're going to work our first cluster. So for our cluster we're going to start with 1 double crochet, so yarn over, insert your hook into that 3rd stitch, so skip 2 and into the next one, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, so 1 double crochet. Then we're going to chain 1, and then we're going to work 3 more double crochets into the same stitch. So yarn over, go into the same stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Now we need 2 more double crochets, all worked into the same stitch. All right, here we go. So we chained 3, worked 1 double crochet into the same stitch. Then we skipped 2 stitches and worked 1 double crochet, chain 1, and then 3 double crochets into the next stitch. Next we're going to skip 3 stitches here, then work the same cluster into the next one. So 1, 2, 3, and into the 4th one you're going to work 1 double crochet, chain 1, and 3 double crochets, all in the same stitch. There you go. And from here on we're going to repeat the pattern of skipping 3 stitches and working a cluster into the next stitch. So skip 3, then work 1 double crochet, chain 1, 3 double crochets into the next one, and you'll repeat that until the end of the row. I have room for 1 more, but if you made a larger sample, you will just repeat the same pattern of skipping 3 and working a cluster into the next stitch. So let's do 1 more together. 1, 2, 3, and into the next one I'm going to work 1 double crochet, chain 1, and 3 double crochets. All right, so towards the end of the row you should have 3 stitches left. Okay, so once you're at the end of the row and you have 3 stitches left, you're going to skip 2 stitches and work 1 double crochet into the last stitch. Here we go, and our row here is finished. For the next row we're going to start with chain 3 and turn. This one is going to count as a double crochet. Then we're going to work 1 double crochet into the same stitch. Here we go. Now we're going to work our clusters, so the same we worked in the previous row. So work 1 double crochet, chain 1, 3 double crochets, and we're going to work our clusters into that chain 1 space. So we have 1, 2, 3 DCs, and then we have a chain 1 space. So we're going to skip the 3 double crochets and work straight into that chain 1 space right there. So we're going to work our 1 double crochet into that chain 1 space, then chain 1 and work 3 more double crochets into the same chain 1 space. And now we're just going to repeat this until the end of the row. So we're going to work our clusters into every chain 1 space, right? And we're going to skip everything in between. So we're going to skip these 4 double crochets and work straight into that chain 1 space. So yarn over, go into that chain 1 space, work 1 double crochet, chain 1, and 3 double crochets. So keep going until the end of your row, until you work into the last chain 1 space. So here at the end we're going to work 1 double crochet and we're going to work it into the top of that chain 3. So into the 3rd chain up here of that chain 3. So 1 last double crochet into the top of the chain 3. All right, And so this row is going to be the row that we're going to keep repeating. So this is going to be our repeat row, and we're going to keep repeating the same row for as long as we need our project to be. So we can start one more together. So chain 3 and turn, work 1 double crochet into the same stitch, skip the next 3 double crochets and work your cluster into the next chain 1 space. So 1 double crochet, chain 1, 3 double crochets, skip the next 4 double crochets, work into the next chain 1 space, 1 double crochet, chain 1, 3 double crochets. Repeat this pattern until the end of the row. And at the end of the row, after you've worked into the last chain 1 space, you're going to work 1 double crochet into the top of that chain 3 from the previous row. And this is it. And I do recommend that you block the stitch if you decide to use a lighter weight cotton yarn, because any lacy stitch looks so much prettier when it's blocked. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, make sure to give it a thumbs up. Please leave me a comment below if you try out this stitch and let me know what you think. I hope to see you back here soon, and have a wonderful day.